Okay. I have so many work to do, and I'm making you the host. Okay. Yeah.
Hear my voice now?
Sir, already I start the recording.
Yeah, Sushri has.
You can continue. Okay.
Yeah, Sushri has messaged that another thing. Sushri, am I audible to you?
Your voice is so low.
My voice is low.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now my voice is low.
Yes, ma'am.
Low.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Ashia, can you hear my voice?
Yes, ma'am, but words are not clear, ma'am. I can hear you, but I'm unable to understand what you're saying.
Rena, what happened to you? Can you listen to my voice?
I can listen you, but not clear.
Not clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Rena, now it is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
It's clear.
Yes, ma'am, is clear.
It's clear.
Yes, ma'am, your voice is clear.
Okay. Sushri,
Yes, ma'am. Clear, ma'am.
clear or not clear? Tell me.
It is clear, ma'am.
Ashia, it's clear. Ashia, is it clear?
No, ma'am, not clear for me.
Not clear.
No, ma'am.
Rest are saying that the voice is clear to them. Okay.
Voice is
See, what are you saying? Sushri, now my voice is clear.
Yes, ma'am. It is okay, ma'am.
Okay. Ashia, clear or not?
Yes, ma'am. Now it is clear.
Now it is clear.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Just open your notebook first. Okay. Rena, Sushri, Ashia, Pankaj, you all attended my last session. So I completed up to this line, and it says, let's do that. Open my Excel workbench also, okay? created any table named employee under the person database? Nana, can you share your screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Just share your screen. You have to share your notebook and also MySQL workbook. Okay.
See, I'll give the editing control.
So just scroll a little bit down. And just open your MySQL workbench. Just connect with the. Just open the connection.
This one.
Was created only now, but not added in the other. You have to click on that. Click on this. Click on the table. Click on the just click on that first on the arrow first. Click on
This
the
one. Columns.
Okay. Right here, select search first.
Here.
Right. Select search from person.employee.
Select.
Start. Asterisk sign.
No, I can't understand your word.
Start. Asterisk sign. Asterisk.
Asterisk.
Asterisk sign. From FROM. Person.employee.
Person dot.
Employee. Put a semicolon at the end. Just run. Just go to the I tab. Okay, understand. It only executes the current statement and the left one executes the future text. Okay. So just okay. You have entered only one. Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Some lecture. I am with you. Okay, you just do one thing. Just come to the next line. Right.
What, ma'am?
Insert.
Insert.
Okay. Okay, can you give me the edit tab?
Yes, ma'am.
calculations that is okay. Here I have chosen specific columns. So by default PPT is none. Okay. Because I have not made the transparent of classes. Okay. Understand the syntax for inserting the values into columns of a table. Understand? How to insert? Sunayana, are you there? Akia, Sutri, have you all understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now just stop sharing your screen with me. Okay. And then I will show you what to do. Okay. You have to do the notebook and my first. You must save it this query. Okay. In the particular folder. Just stop sharing. So then
Yes, ma'am.
just stop sharing. You have to save it. Okay. Save the file.
Okay, ma'am.
This is good. Have to run this. Okay. Just run. Run up to this time. Now just write this one. Cursor. Equal to UNN dot cursor. This UNN is a connection object. Okay. You can mention here the name of the database also. But in what is the name of the database level. So I have not mentioned by creating the connection object. Okay. Understood? The connect method will be defined with the connected file. The argument the value. Okay. And when you want to create cursor, cursor is used to save the record from a table. Okay. So it okay as a procedure. So that is known to be as cursor. Okay. When I execute this cursor function over the connection object, it will create that cursor object. Going to hold the those states from a particular table on the record from a particular. Okay. Write down this one. Nana, have you jotted down 8th line, 9th line, 10th and 11th and 12th? 50, Akia, have you all jotted down? want to use the particular database person. So I have used person dot execute this person. The statement which you can also use on my SQL command form. Okay. But when you are working on digital notebook, you have to use the Python format, Python programming. Okay. So in case of MySQL command prompt, you have to write use person without any code. Okay, but here you have to mention it code. So you are passing the document within the execute method on cursor also. Okay. Surena,
Yes, ma'am. No, I'm writing.
at which line?
Writing number 12.
So when you are reading four tables, it will show all the tables under the database first. Okay. And for the table in cursor, okay, I want to print all the tables. Here only one table is present, so it will return the table in tuple form. You know how can you recognize that it is a tuple because there is a comma after the single element. It implies that the structure of the returned within the object is of tuple type. Okay. You all know now how to define a single element tuple. That is your questions of the same and you have to add a comma. That will be enclosed within parentheses. Okay. So I only want to one table is present in that cursor, so only one table gets printed out. In this method, just execute from the cursor to select all the you scroll down cursor to retrieve all the rows at one go and store in the result of it. Okay. And when you want to print each row of the result, then you have to iterate a loop over this result of it. So I have printed for row in result. Okay. Print row or row one. Okay. Just look. Just look. When I'm printing the row, it will return a tuple of all the values for the column, ID, name, and department. So when I'm specifying a particular index, since this the first value starts from the zeroth position, so my row one will be the first position, that is name column. Okay, so it will print the value for the name column. Okay, and if you mention a row two, then it will print the values of the department column. Okay, so these are the things. You can print out all the books and values. So just look at this. This is the class employee details. I need to initialize the values of the instance variables to init method. Okay, you know how to declare init. So do this. And then create the instances empty1, empty2, empty3. Just do. Sunana, have you completed up to 15th line?
Right. 15.
16? Then I'm called execute on the cursor object.
Doing, ma'am.
Which line you are doing? 2, 3? 3? You are at which
Yes,
line?
ma'am.
You are at which line?
16. 16.
Okay.
16.
Okay. So here I am inserting. How I am inserting? I am inserting the value. Just look. I am using braces which work as placeholder and then format. Just use the dot formatting. You know when I want to print the value of string values here in the print statement. Okay, we use dot format method. This is the same thing. Here I am formatting these values of the instance, the attributes of the instance space. Here it is the attributes of the first instance, empty1 and empty1 dot id number, name and department. Okay, and then these placeholders, that braces are used to receive these values of the attributes of the instance mentioned here. So these placeholders, so these braces are nothing but placeholders which are to receive the values of the attributes of a specific instance. Okay, so that is how we can insert the values into this table. Look, here I am not using person.employee. I have only used the table name because I have already used. I have already mentioned use person. Okay, that is I have to use this particular database mention here again and again person dot enter. I can only mention the table name. Okay. So just do one thing. Look at this. This deleting everything. I told them in the last section that you just do one thing, go to edit, preference, and then just wait. Then come to SQL editor and just uncheck it. Save updates that is repeat updates and delete with no restrictions. Okay, because here I have not set any primary key now, so it will give you that the option that is when you try to delete it will not delete. So here you have to do one thing, you have to set. Here you have to do that from that preferences, or you have to mention it when you open the SQL prompt and here this file where you're running your query, SQL query, you have to set this thing first before doing any delete or update coverage. That is set SQL underscore save underscore update equal to 2. Okay. I'm running this and then I'm deleting everything. Okay. So just look. Now I am executing this line. Okay. And then I have to use commit. If I don't commit, then the changes may not be made permanent to the table of the database. Okay. To make the change permanently, you have to use commit on this selection object. Okay. When you are committing, so what was the value? 1001. I'm executing the fifth line. Okay. So 1001 chain match pin gate centered. Understood? Just run and look whether you can enter. Sunena, can you enter after running this? Sunena?
Ma'am, for employee 3, we gave 1002 again as ID.
Yeah, or operator is used now. Either ID equals 1001 or 1002. So this is 1001. So it is print out. When I will enter a value for 1002, then it will also show 1002.
In Jupyter line 15, ma'am.
Line 15, 1002. I have created
One-
6 instances, EMP1, EMP2, EMP3. EMP3 receives another value 1002.
Okay, we can give like that.
Yes, I have created now. I have not created any primary key or unique key. Now I have created a search key where I can put any duplicate value. And I have mentioned that this one, that is the ID will not be not null. But the name and department can take also null value. But it will not take not null. But if the values are need not to be unique. Okay, that it can take duplicate values. Okay.
Okay.
That is why I have unchecked now. That is, I have told you now that is you have to go to this edit tab and select preferences and then go to SQL editor and then uncheck it. Okay, because save update for rejection update. Just look at this. Just go through this line, then you can understand. That do not use the key in the where clause or limit clause. Okay. So you may forget to uncheck it. You may forget that you have whether you have unchecked or kept it. So better when you write programs, write queries, so you can just save this. Set SQL underscore save underscore update to 0 and run it and then do all such delete and update operation. Because when you are not using any primary key, then they will just tell you to they will just ask you whether you are performing right or that is save delete operation or save update operation or not. Okay, because primary key actually is used in the where clause to uniquely identify a particular row and just then the corresponding row is updated or deleted. Okay, but here I have not made any column to be my primary key. So that's why it will just it will just not allow you to delete or update anything on that table. So in order to delete and update any row of that table, you have to set this. You can do it when you write when you open the MySQL workbench and write the query, or you can set it permanently here. Okay, go to edit tab and select preferences and do that. Okay, but I think you will do this one. Okay, because later when you do when you set any key to be as primary key, then you can check the differences. Okay.
Yes,
Otherwise,
ma'am.
you may forget that if you have selected edit tab or go to preferences and whatever you have done. So look at this. This is one format within which you have to mention this presence. Just look. The second and third presence are enclosed within a single quote. Okay. If I have mentioned the statement within double quote, I have used single quote there. Otherwise, I have to use the backslash to escape the quote. You know that is another way of writing. But here, if you use the statement in single quote, then you have to put this braces within double quote for string value, because emp1.name and department are of varchar type, you know, and here employee ID was integer type, so it is not enclosed in single quote. Okay, to put this insert into employee values in single quote, then you have to keep this name and department within double quote because they are of varchar type, string type, and employee ID is of integer type. Okay, so it will not be kept in it will not be enclosed within single quote or double quote. Understood? Understood? You have to keep this thing in your mind. By the way, I want to mention one thing. Varchar2 means varchar2 type is used because you know the space. If you mention the space size as 50, then it will only occupy the space required by the value given by you. Okay, and the remaining space is just meant free. We can get reduced by some other operations. So that is why varchar type is used for string format, string type of value. Understood? Have you understood? Why do we need to use varchar?
Yes, ma'am.
So that suppose the size of the employee name is 50. Okay, and the name
It is
column.
saying that for string values, we are taking the format in single quotes because we have declared as varchar there.
No, I am using. Why are you using varchar, not only char? Because using varchar is if you are using varchar, then you get some sort of advantage. What is that? Suppose name column belongs to this employee table. So name, I have declared the size of the name column is 50. So, but the value which you have specified holds only 20 characters. Okay. So the
It will
remaining,
adjust if we give varchar. If we are giving other than varchar, it is limited. If we don't want to take
yes.
that limit,
So
then we
that
can use varchar.
30, that remaining 30 space, the remaining 30 bytes can get reused by some other operation. That's what I want to say. Okay, so
Yes,
that is
yes,
the variable length capacity. It will release the remaining space which are not occupied by your current operation, and that space can get reused by other operations. Okay, so
yes,
that
ma'am.
is the use of varchar type of. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and look at here. I have mentioned this string type with a single quote. Okay, because they are string value. They receive string value, but the first one does not specify any string value. It is of integer type. That is your ID. It's declared to be as integer type in the table. That is why I have not used any single quote or double quote. Okay. Now the other way of writing to insert the values into the employee tables is this. That is, insert into employee values within parentheses, just write percentage, comma, percentage, and then put a comma. Okay, instead of dot format, just put a comma and first the attributes of the specific instance within parentheses. That's like a tuple. You have to first them.
Ma'am, ID is integer, though why are giving percentile s? It is for string.
No, here don't think S means string or something like that. Okay. Here this means it will match with that attribute. Okay. Understand?
Yes, yes.
It isn't the way. You cannot use percentage like that. It means that it will match with that attribute. Okay. That's why I have used this percentage specifier. Okay. In case of SLIC, you have to use question mark. Okay. First, this attributes of the specific instance as a tuple. If it is a single, then you have to put a single. Suppose there is only one column. Okay. Then you have to specify this ID number and put a comma at the end. Okay. To make it a tuple type. Okay. Here on the three columns are present. So first it's one after the other using a comma separator within parentheses to make it a tuple type. Okay. And join this with this insert statement with a comma separator. Okay. And these two things are first as an argument. First is the instance statement, and the other one is the attributes of the of a specific instance as a tuple as the second argument of this execute method, which is called on cursor object. Understood? Here you can use triple quote or double quote. Okay, triple single quote for double quote for multi-line statements, but I have used backslash. Okay. To make continuation of the first line to the second line. Okay. So what is the form insert into employee values? First line I have given some name ID underscore num. It is up to you. You can give any num. That is the key to which you want to assign the value of the attribute of a specific instance. Okay. So this ID underscore no is your value of the attribute. Okay. ID no of instance name PG. And this value gets matched with the key ID num. So this ID num is what you are mentioning in this value space. Okay. So it does not need to be same with this instance with this attribute names of the instance, and it does not need to be same the column name of the table. It is just the names of the keys which are related to this value. If you want to mention the key, then you can do. Why are we doing this thing? Because at times, we can insert only 2 columns, but I have already shown you that I want to insert only the name and only the ID and name. In that case, you have to mention this thing. Okay, you have to mention the key, or either you have to mention percentage and only 2 attributes, or you have to do this. You can match them with the key. In case of matching with the key, you have to give the names and you have to pass them as a dictionary, not as a tuple. The second argument is the key value pair mentioned within the braces as a dictionary. Okay, so this is your name. Okay, the percent within parentheses the name A, percent within parentheses PCS, and these are the keys which get mapped to this value of the specific attributes on a specific instance. Okay. And then I am just doing commit. Okay. Again, I am doing another commit on EMP3. Okay. Now, just look at this. If I run this, okay, and I have to run 1003 also. Just coming here and running this. So look, here 1001 gets entered twice. One here at the 16th line, another at the 19th line. So twice. The repetition of 1001 happens twice in the table. Then EMP2 gets entered and EMP3 gets entered. The value of the EMP2 is 1002 and the EMP3 is 1000. So I have done up to that. Now, if I want to execute, I want to call this selector from employee where name equal to %s. Okay, on execute method. Okay, so from the execute method on cursor object. So just look, I have put a comma and then I'm passing that. Look, these of people types have to enter a comma at the end of the attribute. That is emp1.name comma. Okay, so that will get matched with this value where name equal to percentage. Okay, so when I'm doing this, then I have to call fetch menu on cursor, because cursor is holding the pointer which retrieves one row at one go, and then it can also retrieve the subsequent rows. That is, it can just point to the next row as needed. Okay, so when I'm using fetch menu, you have to mention how many rows you want to fetch. I have mentioned 3. Okay, so look, it will return 2 because there are no 3 rows for this emp1.name. Okay, just look, only 2 names can match. Okay, so if you mention more than the number present in the table, it will just return the maximum number of rows matched with the given condition present in the table. So there are only 2 rows present. So when you are mentioning 3 rows to be returned in the fetch menu method, it will return the maximum number of rows that gets matched with the name you have specified here, that is one dot name, that is GenMax. So it will return only 2 rows because only 2 rows are present maximum. That is only 2 rows are present at most in the table employee. Okay. Then if you are using cursor.paste1, it will just return the first one. But now already the 2 rows get returned, so it will give you nothing because already 2 rows get returned, so it will not give you any row. But if you call this cursor.paste1 first, then it will give you the first row. That is 1001 GenMax page. Okay. Now just look. Cursor.execute. Select stir from employee where ID equal to percentage comma emp2 dot id underscore no. Again put a comma to make it triple time. Okay. And I'm calling this cursor.paste1. So look, it will just return you that row 1002 Jackal is Mars. Okay. Understood? Then if I use cursor.execute, select from employee where dpt equal to percentage the mp3 dot dpt comma. Okay. Then look, it gives you 100 result found. Okay. So it may happen at times. Then you have to do one thing. You just do. You have to just actually it will just hold the session value, some kind of session read error occurs. So you have to execute the cursor.paste1. Okay. You will get the result. Just rerun this code again. The error will be gone. And if you write again, you will get that is 1002.0 DI. Okay. So don't get puzzled at seeing unread out. That was section read out error. At times you may encounter, you may come across it. Okay, you have to rerun the next code, that is cursor.paste1 or page all, whatever you want to run, you have to run that, and again you just run this the previous line again and just run the cursor.paste1. Okay, you or page all or page many, you will get the result, the same result. Okay. Now EMP3 dot department is Redman, that is DI. Okay. So it will give you this. Now I want to show where DPT is. Look, here you can do this. That is key value matching selection. Okay, you have to mention the key and then first this key and the value of the specific of that attribute of the specific attribute DPT on EMP3 instance in the dictionary format using braces. Okay, not in the tuple format. Okay. So I'm executing this and I want to page the first row. Then I have page cursor.paste1. Okay. So this is another way of selecting. Okay. So guys, one thing I want to know, have you jotted down all the lines? Sunena, have you jotted all the lines? Sunena, Sushi, just respond to me. Have you all jotted down?
Hello.
Hello. Have you got it down?
No, ma'am, not all, ma'am.
At which line?
Yes, ma'am, 21.
Are you running the code at the same time? Just write down and run the code and see the output on your MySQL workbench. Okay? The
Okay, ma'am.
SQL query editor of MySQL workbench. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Pankaj, you are at which line? Perfect. Done. Perfect. You are at which line? Sushri,
Yes, ma'am.
at which line?
I'm 28.
Have you got it on the upper one?
Hello, ma'am.
Have you jotted down the upper line?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right. Asya, have you written?
Yes, ma'am. I'm taking screenshots.
Okay. have to run it and take the same output on your MySQL workbench. Okay. Otherwise, taking screenshots will be of no use.
Hello, ma'am.
Done.
No, ma'am, because of raining, electricity is gone, and now I can't able to do in laptop, ma'am.
Okay.
You can
Do
scroll,
it
ma'am.
from the mobile. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Target. Target. Just jot down this one. Pankaj, just jot down. This is a class employee details. Abuse unique methods to initialize the values of instance variables. And also I've defined some user-defined methods. EMP insert, EMP update, EMP delete, EMP select by department. Okay. So the self is the instance itself which is first in the EMP insert method, and the EMP is the object which I want to pass here. Okay. So this is how I'm doing. Okay. Just look at the statement. Ashia, are you there? Because I am not getting response from anyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Electricity has gone and you are just giving. What happened to the rest? I have called them several times. Pankaj, Parvez, Sujata also left. I cannot understand. Because stop. Just wait. What happened? Or stop. Or stop. Parvez, are you there? Are you listening to me? Okay. So where ID is some value that is matched with my instance that is passed to the method, okay, and then I am using this name, okay, where ID and name is this, and then I will just want to update that. So just look here, this GPT is not called on any instance because this GPT is the new value that is first here. Understood? Then I have called the commit on. Then give me seminar digit from employee where GPT equal to this code and this double code is for the string. Okay, and look here dot format emp dot dc. I have paused here, okay, as dot format. So I have not used any comma. But if I use a comma like this one, then instead of using dot format method, then I have to put a comma to make it of simple type. Okay, you have to keep this in your mind. And here look at that. I'm selecting where ID equal to person is and looking for the ID number of that instance first to be selected by department. Okay. Here I'm selecting by ID. Okay. You want to select by department, you have to use by PT equal to something. Okay. So it is just mistake that it is better to use select by. Okay. This is the way. And or if you want to keep it as it is, you have to change here this one as EPT equal to this and then EMP dot D. Okay. You can do two types of selection. That is EMP select by DEPT and EMP select by ID. So I have changed it to the ID equal to this. You can also select in that field, like in ID equal to this parentheses ID underscore name and this is dictionary ID underscore name follow mp dot. Okay, so the people you can do the dictionary format also. And you have to return. Here you don't need to do any comment. For TML operation, that is instead of the delete, you have to comment because you are changing, you are making sense to the level. But here you are returning the value to string. Okay, so that you can read the rows. Okay, of the table. So here you have to return the rows based on the cursor. Okay. I am just setting instances MP4, MP5, MP6. Okay. That's it. Then MP4 dot MP4 insert. Okay. And I'm passing that MP4. Okay. When I'm passing MP4, that is the this MP4. So this MP actually is receiving MP4 instance and the attributes are ID number, name, department. So the value for that attribute on the instance MP4 are to be received by this placeholder. Okay. Already in the method cons.commit is called, so I don't need to call it again. So here I have to just and select this MP4. Okay. So this is the value. Okay. Get to it Robert Martin. Okay. Because I am only, I just want to, I just want to show the ID, okay, for 1000 feet now. That is get Louis and Robert Martin, okay. Now EMP4 dot update. You may have one question here. That is EMP4 receives 1000, but EMP5 receives 1003 proper money. So why do we get two rows? Because EMP4, the value of EMP4 and EMP5 is same on the specific attribute ID underscore. So when you're passing EMP4, the value needs to get written there, and that is why it written 1003 get for this EMP4 instance, and also 1003 Robert Martin for EMP5 instance, because the common value of the ID. Okay. And then I want to update EMP update EMP4 MI. Just do that, and if I search it. So now this tag series gets updated. The department, that is the department of the 1003 ID number and name tag series gets updated from ID to MI. So that's it. Okay. And then if I first EMPC will just return 1004. I mark Taylor. Okay. want to delete that row. Okay, EMPC. Just look at the MySQL first. Actually, I 1003 metric twice and 1004 and 1. So now I want to delete this AMPC stands on the basis of ID value. So I'm calling it delete. And just here I am using this. Okay, I'm calling this as to call by ID. It will just give you an empty. Okay, just look this current statement. So 1004 entry found. Okay, no entry for 1004 on ID number found in this table. This is how we have done insertion, operation, deletion, selection. Okay, take a class in that is from the instance of a class by details by calling some that define insert, update, delete, select method. Okay, understood? How can I work Python, MySQL integration, insertion, operation, deletion from Python to MySQL? That is the way. Hope you have a okay. So now we will do something else. Okay. So take. So have you all installed Apache Tomcat? Guys, have you all installed Apache Tomcat?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you open that one?
But now I can't.
You cannot open. Okay, Akshay, can you open Apache Tomcat? Have you installed that one?
Yes, ma'am. Installed. Hello.
Yeah, thank you. Only if there is one person who is responding to me properly. Okay, have you installed? So if you have installed, then just open it.
Ma'am, unable to open, ma'am. It's going into updates. It's going in updates. Yes, ma'am.
Can anyone share? Pooja? Pooja? Not here. I'm giving 2 minutes.
Hello. Rimita.
So,
I make you the host, okay?
yes, you have made me now.
Yeah.
Pooja,
Yeah.
have you installed Apache Tomcat? There is no one who can share their screen with me. Have you installed?
Sorry.
Have you installed Apache Tomcat?
No, 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 no.
Okay. There is few number of students now, so I cannot understand why the attendance rate is so low.
Ask them in WhatsApp group. I don't know also.
Okay.
Ma'am, mine is Tomcat 9.0.
Yeah,
It will
yeah.
support or not? It will support?
Yeah, you just download and install it. Have you installed it? You have told
Yes,
now
ma'am.
you have installed.
Yes, ma'am. Installed.
So, you know how to start Apache Tomcat server?
Yes, ma'am. I should right click and go to start. In services, I need to right click and go for start, but I'm unable to open the page, the Apache Tomcat one.
Sunana, have you joined? Good. Have you installed Apache? Good. Let's start. Okay. Apache, do you know how to start manually? You all have to one message. Okay. I am showing how to start. Can you share your screen with me, Sunana? Okay, do it. Where is the folder of your Tomcat? Just go to that. Apache software, a foundation or Apache, what was that? Come to that. Apache software foundation. Come to that. Go to web app. Go back. Go to B. Just come to this nw.exe. Tomcat nw.exe. Come to that. Come to that. Yes. Right. nw.exe. Yes. Click on the right. Click on the right. Just click on the right. I want to know the property. Just click on the right. Go to property. Just cancel. Just click on cancel. Okay. Just double click on this nw.exe. Just go to this startup first stop. Just click on the stop. Okay. Just go to the startup type. Startup type. Startup type. Just below where automatic is mentioned. Startup type. Automatic. Yeah. Select manual. Yeah. Now start. Now apply. Okay. Good. This is one way of starting. Another way is go to run. There is a desktop app, run. So go to run desktop app. Just look at the start button. Yes. Click on the right. Okay. Click on the right. Just mention run. Just run the yes. This is the app. Desktop app. Click on that. Right here. Services.ms. Services. ACRVICES. Services.ms. Already it is present. Just select that one. Look at the Apache. Select that one. Look, here it is already telling you running manual or local service. Okay. Just select this. Just click on yes. So here from this dialog box you can also change the manual type. Okay, from automatic to manual type. Okay, so you can stop your operation. Okay, after finishing your work. Okay, so just click OK. Okay, so here the all sort of apps are running, services are running, so you can check which one is manual, which one is automatic, and how you want to run it. Okay, if you want to restart the service, you have to restart it. If you want to stop the service, you can stop here. It's already mentioned. Okay, at the left pane. Okay, so just close it. So these are the two ways of starting Okay, so now go to web app folder. Go to Tomcat, go to the previous folder, Tomcat 10.0. Look, there is a folder web app. Okay, so come to the root. Just okay, go back. Here you have to create one folder under this web app. Okay, create a folder named app1, 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 app1. Yes. So now just stop sharing your screen, and what I have done, just go, just do the same on your. Okay. First, I want to let you know something which is very important. Just wait for 1 minute. You know that is Python CGI program. Do you have any idea about Python CGI program? Python CGI is Python Common Gateway Interface. Okay. So it's the extension is either .ch or .py. Okay. To which you can connect the web page that is embedded HTML within the Python script on the local host. Okay, on so how on Apache Tomcat server. So how can we do that? So just see. First, you have to do one thing. Go to Tomcat and select conf folder. Okay. CONF folder. I'm sharing one file. Then you can better do. Just follow the instructions, then you can do. Okay. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am. Servlet.
Then just delete the font folder. Asya, you also just delete the font folder. Okay.
What, ma'am?
There is a web.xml file na, present in the font. When F stands for configuration, where
Yes,
you
ma'am. Configuration.xml. Yes, ma'am.
yes, are coming to secret survey and it's mapping. all done? Have you all done? Then come to the next point. This is add and sublet parameter. This first cell environment. Okay. That is true. Here you have to use Python 7 or 9, whatever is the version you are using. Okay, not Python 27. Another sublet parameter. Okay, so the overall CGI sublet in the web.xml will be like that. Have you done up to that? Sunena, have you done up to that? Asya, have you done? Asya, have you done? Then modify this. There is a context.xml where you have to add a property context. Okay, the property on the context attribute is context privilege equal to true. Okay, this you have to mention privilege equal to true. Have you all done up to that? Then create a folder, say test in Tomcat web app directory. This is the root folder for your application. Okay. Create a web INS folder inside the root folder, that is test, and create a CGI folder inside the web INS folder. Create a Python CGI script and put it in Tomcat home web app, this web INS CGI. This is the way. This is the folder structure, first structure. Okay. So why do we need to use Python CGI? Why do we need to use Python CGI. So CGI stands for Common Gateway Interface. Okay. It is not a kind of language, but just a specification that is set of rules. Okay. That helps to establish dynamic interaction between a web application and the browser. Okay. That is the client application. Okay. So CGI is the standard for programs to interface with HTTP server. And CGI program is written dynamically, okay, generating web page that respond to user input or web page to interact with server. Okay. So what is the working of CGI when a request is made? I will show you a picture, then you can better understand. Wait. Just look. This is how CGI works. Okay. This is the client server which requires the web server, and the CGI is just with some external script file. Okay. Retrieve the data from the database and then pass it to the web server on user request. Okay. Then it goes back to the client browser. Okay. And client server. Okay. So this is the way of working of CGI. That is when a request is made by the client server to the web server, the CGI just uses that external script file, which is Python file there, to handle such request. And the main objective of this script file is to retrieve the data from the database quickly and more efficiently. Okay, then these scripts convert the retrieved data into an HTML format that sends the data to the web server in HTML formatted page, and then that gets responded, that is returned to the client server as a response. Okay. Understood? So have you all done up to this? has any extension. .tki or .py. Just write welcome.py. And here just you have to use parentheses because you have to use 3.8 version. Okay. Insert, and this is your local host. Okay. Whatever host number you have used for the local host, you have to mention it here. Go to this part. This underscore CPI hyphen bin underscore your the name of your script file. Have you all done up to that? Akya, have you done up to that? Akib, Parvez? Akib?
Yes, ma'am.
That?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you
Ma'am.
done?
Ma'am, but I have a problem. Last day I forget my password, so I
Okay,
uninstalled
that's a
it.
different thing. Mindskill, I'm not talking about mindskill right now. Okay, Akya, you have done up to that. So, are you able to run the code? I'm sharing one screen, then you can understand. Sunilna has again joined. Just look. When I print out this, have you didn't get hello? That means you have done something wrong. Just share your screen with me. When you run this, localhost colon execute, you have this is my phone number and then this is the way. Okay. Then it will show this. Okay. include. This is your welcome.py. Okay, you have to mention the content type. So there are some PCI variables. Okay, this is one. Okay, which defines what type of content you are passing. That is text and kernel. Okay, so string, hello world, and this is the way. Who is not getting output? Tell me. Who is not getting output? Who is not getting output? Sunena, where are you at present? Tell me. Sunena, can you share your screen with me? In this channel. When this disconnected, then how can I continue? Hi. Akia is also there. Sunena has problems. Okay, means they are facing some sort of issues today. I will do one thing. Just wait for 2 minutes. I'm not showing the examples of PCI script of Python. Today I'm discussing something else. Okay, because few persons are unable to continue. They have some sort of problems, electricity, heavy rainfall, network issue, lot of things. So I'm conducting something else. Okay. Just wait. transaction can be defined as a group of tasks. Okay. A single task is the minimum processing unit which cannot be divided further. Okay. Suppose A's account is opening account A, old balance step holding the A's balance, new balance is the old balance minus 500, and then the new balance is stored in the account A's balance. So then we are closing account. So this is one transaction, okay, one task, okay, and this account is doing the same, that is credited by 500. So these are the two tasks of a single transaction. Okay, that is one account is debiting, another account is crediting. Okay. Now, what are the states of transaction? That is can be in one of the following states: begin active, particularly committed, it can fail and then aborted, or from active to fail can happen and then aborted, and from partially committed to committed, and then finally. So what are those? Just go to as we discussed in the DCMS transaction introduction. Okay. The transaction is a sequence of operations. The transaction is in execution, then it is said to be in active state. It does not matter which state is in execution unless the transaction is executing, it remains in active state. Where state is one. If a transaction is executing and a failure occurs, either a hardware failure or a software failure, then the transaction goes into failed state from the active state. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
What is partially committed state? As we can see in our diagram that transaction goes into partially committed state from the active state when there are read and write operations present in the transaction. Okay. A transaction contains number of read and write operations. Okay. So once the whole transaction is successfully executed, the transaction goes into partially committed state where we have all the read and write operations performed on the main memory instead of the actual database. Okay. So when you commit, then you are doing actual change in your actual database. Okay. So then you bring that state that is bring partially committed state to fully committed state. Okay. Until and unless you are not doing commit, then you are not doing. Then you are not making change permanent. So that remains in partially committed state. That is the values which you are reading or whatever the read and write operations are performed that are on the main memory, that is local memory, instead of the actual database. Okay. The reason why you have this state is because the transaction can fail during execution. So if you're making the change in the actual database instead of local memory, database may be placed in an inconsistent state in case of any failure. Okay, these steps help us to roll back the change made to the database in case of a failure during execution. Okay. Committed state. If a transaction completes the execution successfully, then all the changes made in the local memory during partially committed state are permanently stored in the database. You can also see in the above diagram that the transaction goes from partially committed state to the committed state when everything is successful. And what is aborted state? As we have seen, transaction fails during execution, then the transaction goes into a failed state. The change made into the local memory are rolled back, okay, to the previous consistent state, and the transaction goes into the aborted state from the safe state. Okay. Now, how can we manage concurrency control in DBMS? Okay, when more than one transactions are running simultaneously, there are chances of a conflict occur, which can lead the database to an inconsistent state. To handle this conflict, we need concurrency control in DBMS, which allows transactions to run simultaneously but handles them in such a way so that the integrity of the data remains intact. Okay. So what is the example of conflict? You and your brother have a joint bank account from which you both can withdraw money. Now let's say you both, if you go to different branches of the same bank at the same time and try to withdraw 5,000 INR, okay, Indian rupees. Your joint account has only 6,000 balance. Now if you don't have concurrency control in place, you both can get 5,000 rupees at the same time, but once both the transactions finish, the account balance would be minus 4,000, which is not possible and leaves the database in inconsistent state. We need something that controls the transaction in such a way that allows the transaction to run concurrently but maintaining the consistency of data to avoid such issues. What are the solutions of conflict? We have to acquire locks. We have to acquire locks on a particular data item. How? A lock is a kind of mechanism that ensures that the integrity of data is maintained. There are two types of locks. Okay. First is what? There are two types of a lock that can be placed while accessing the data so that the concurrent transaction cannot alter the data while we are processing it. Okay. So that first one is shared log and the second one is exclusive log. Okay, what is shared log? Shared log is placed when we are reading the data. Multiple shared logs can be placed on the data, but when a shared log is placed, no exclusive log can be placed. Okay, that is when you are reading, no writing operation is to be performed on the data. Otherwise, that brings the database into an inconsistent state. So while you are in shared mode reading, multiple sharing is done for reading, then no writing will be allowed. Okay. For example, when two transactions are reading, see account balance, let them read by placing shared log, but at the same time, if another transaction wants to update the fixed account balance by placing exclusive log, do not allow it until the reading is finished. Understood? So what is this exclusive log? Exclusive log is placed when we want to read and write the data. This log allows both the read and write operation. Once this log is placed on the data, no other log, whether it is shared or exclusive, can be placed on the data. That is when you are reading and writing. Okay, then since you are updating one particular value, so no other log, whether that is read or writing on that data item, will be allowed. Okay, until the exclusive log is released. Okay. For example, when a transaction wants to update the fixed account balance, they will do by placing X log on it. But if a second transaction wants to read the data, that is shared log, don't allow it. If another transaction wants to write the data, okay, that is in exclusive log, don't allow that either. Okay. So based on this, we can create a table of log compatibility matrix. So shared log, true, and shared log and exclusive log if you false. Okay, that is when the something is shared that cannot acquire, that data item cannot get acquired by exclusive log. Okay, when some log is some data item is acquired by exclusive log, then that the data item does not get acquired by shared log. So it will return false, but X and X combination. When something is acquired, some data item is acquired by X log, that is exclusive log, then it is not shared by another exclusive log belonging to a different transaction. So this X log and this X log is your false. Okay. So how to read this matrix? This is how you have to write. You have to read. That is, there are two rows. First row says that when S log is placed, another S log can be acquired. So it's marked true, but be acquired, so marks fall. In the second row, when X lock is acquired, neither shared lock nor exclusive lock can be acquired, so both marks as false. Okay. So when X lock, that is exclusive lock, is acquired on a particular data item, say A, so you are updating the value. Okay. So another shared lock is not allowed because the person cannot read the new value or the previous value. Okay. So that shared lock is not allowed. And another transaction, that is another type of writing, cannot be done because it is already in writing operation done by someone. So that data item which is acquired by exclusive lock, that cannot get acquired by another exclusive lock belonging to a different transaction. Okay. So where deadlock happens in JPMS, a deadlock is a condition wherein two or more tasks are waiting for each other in order to get finished, but none of the tasks is willing to give up the resources that the other task needs. Okay. So in this situation, no task ever gets finished. Okay. And is in the waiting state forever. Okay. This is the process requires resource one, and what happens? Process C1 holds resource R2, okay, and requires R1, while process C2 holds resource R1 and requires R2. Okay. Understand the figures. Process C1 holds resource R2, requires R1, and while process 2 holds resource R1 but requires R2. So what is the Kaufman condition? Go through. Kaufman stated 4 conditions for a deadlock occurrence. Okay. Mutual exclusion condition, there must be at least one resource that cannot be used more than one process at a time. Okay. Hold and wait condition, a process that is holding a resource can request for additional resources that is other being held by other process in the system. No preemption condition, a resource cannot be forcibly taken from a process. Okay. Only the process can release a resource that is being held by it. Circular wait condition, a condition where one process is waiting for a resource that is being held by second, and second one is for third process. That is how it moves on, and the last process is waiting for the first process. That makes a circular chain of waiting. Okay. So what is how can we handle deadlock? You know the deadlock that is auspicious algorithm, okay? And you may be wondering how ignoring the deadlock can come under this, okay? But to let you know that the Windows you are using on a PC uses this approach of deadlock handling, and that is the reason sometimes it hangs up, and you have to reboot it to get it working, okay? Not only Windows, but Unix also use this approach. Why? When it is believed that deadlocks are very rare and cost of the deadlock handling is higher, okay? In that case, ignoring is better solution than handling it. So we just reboot the system. For example, let's take the operating system example. If the time required handling the deadlock is higher than the time required rebooting the Windows, then rebooting would be a preferred choice, considering that deadlocks are very rare in Windows. Okay. So how to detect it? The resource scheduler is one that keeps the track of resources allocated to and requested by the process. The if there is a, that is what are the resources already allocated to the process and what are the requests are made by the process. Okay, that is maintained by the resource scheduler. Okay, thus if there is a deadlock, it is known as it is obviously known to the resource scheduler. This is how a deadlock can be detected. Okay. By the following methods. One is terminating processes involved in the deadlock. Okay. So once a deadlock is detected, that is being corrected by the following methods. Okay. One is terminating process that is involved in the deadlock. Terminating all the processes involved in deadlock or terminating process one by one until deadlock is resolved can be the solution, but both of these approaches are not good. Terminating all processes cause high and personal work done by processes gets lost. Okay. Terminating one by one takes a lot of time because each time a process is terminated, it needs to check whether the deadlock is resolved or not. Okay. Thus, the best approach is considering process age and priority while terminating them during a deadlock condition. Okay. That is the lifespan of each process and what are the priority. High priority, moderate priority, or low priority is given to the task. Okay, based on that you have to terminate. Then you may not to release every process because at certain point of time the deadlock may you can just release some few resources and the deadlock you can overcome the deadlock condition. Okay. So function another approach can be the prevention of resources, okay, and allocation of them to other processes until the deadlock is resolved. Prevention means what there is an action scheduler which just interrupt the current execution or process and interrupt after interrupting the current execution, it just provides the resource to others that is allocated currently used resource to another processes, and after finishing the other process, it will just resume the interrupted process again. Okay. So this is another kind of resource prevention approach. And it will continue until the deadlock is resolved. Now, what is the deadlock avoidance? The deadlock can be avoided if resources are allocated in such a way that it avoids the deadlock occurring. So algorithms for that wait or die and will not wait. So previously deadlock is detected through resource scheduling and then what are the methods we have to apply to get rid of this deadlock occurring. But now deadlock avoidance, I don't want to come across this deadlock situation. So what are the two algorithms we have to make? There is a table representation of resource allocation for each algorithm. Both of these algorithms take processes into consideration while determining the best possible way of resource allocation for deadlock avoidance. Okay. Older process is the resource held by younger process. The older process means suppose the system starts at 0002 system clock time, another process starts at 0004 system clock time. So the older one is the process that started at 0002 time, and the newer one is which is just recently started, that is at 0004 system clock time. Okay. So here, if older process needs a resource held by the younger process, then for wait and die algorithm, older process waits. Okay. And for or wait algorithm, younger process dies. Okay. And when younger process needs the resource which is held by older process, then for wait or die algorithm, younger process dies. Okay. And because the priority is given to the older process, that's why for the wait or die algorithm, younger process dies when it needs the resource that is held by older process. And for wound or wait algorithm, if the requirement is for the younger process, and if it needs the resource which is held by older process, then it has to wait until the older process has completed its task. These are the rules, these are the algorithms, okay, which are followed for deadlock avoidance. Understood? So, Sunena again has joined. Sunena, now your machine is okay. Sunena, now your machine is okay. Can you share your screen with me? Then I can see. Then I can show you something. You cannot unmute, but you can message me. You are sending message me now. So can you share your screen? Okay, just share your screen. Just share your screen, Sunena. So I have to switch from Apache Counter to this part because of me. There was no one who can share his or her screen with me because Akia has already left. Okay, thank you. Go to your Tomcat location. Go to font. Go to web.xml. Open it. Not in this format. Open it notepad. Open it as in the notepad. Open as notepad. Notepad there. So come to that first CGI. Just scroll. Just have you uncomment out the CGI part? Can you give me the edit control? Yeah. Yeah, just comment out. Done. Chocolate, apple. your Python 39? Tell me where is your storing? That is you store Python. Rena, where did you store Python? Rena, Rena, go to that location, paste it here. Pranav, you have not stored here. Ready to store Python. Go to Sunena Singh. Where did you store Python? Search Python. Come here. Python. Aha. Of course. Just go. Aha. Just Python product. Aha. Good. I want that location. Okay. So just save that location. You don't have anywhere else. Okay, just do one thing. You just go to this path. Okay. That is your program file and search on program file. Okay. Go to program file, paste PCS. Go back. Program file, paste PCS. File. Okay. Just click on the D drive. I have saved it now here. Python database and E drive. Just go to Sunena. Go to E drive again. And E drive. Okay, label E drive. Just I want to store. Click on that. Okay. So you have saved only on, okay, click on 7, C drive. Just click on the search button, Python C7, Python.exe, .exe. Search. You are opening, I'm open Python. Okay, you will have same here. Just copy. Copy. Okay, just paste it. Just paste. Just paste on that area. Just remove that line. Remove that warning. Okay. Just paste. Then just do the backslash and write python.exe. Good. Okay. Then just close. Save and close. Close. Now just open your Tomcat Apache. Yes. Location, not application. I want the file location. Yes. Go to CONF configuration. Open the context.xml. Context.xml in Notepad. Search context. Hitting Angular bracket first. Fine. Can you give me the edit control? Just remove this line here. If you keep this line here, oh, no, that not that one. Only what you have written. Okay. Can you give me the edit control? Have you given? Just wait. the privilege to this. Okay. Now go to web app. Go to web app. Create a folder test. PCS, not test.
Test.
Now you can unmute.
हाँ ma'am, now I can unmute.
Now just click on save. Create another folder web_INS.
Web underscore.
web-INS. In capital letters. You have created now in the para sublet name and sublet mapping, so you have to match accordingly. So web_INS. WEB hyphen not underscore INS.
What ma'am?
INF information.
INF.
web-INS.
Okay ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Go inside this folder where another folder CPI,
CPI.
CGI,
CGI.
not caps. You have to mention this thing. What is the sublet name mapping? The unique param value. Okay.
Well, why we are doing this then?
Because I need a path mapping. You know, sublet program in the Java. Have you done any time? So
No,
when
ma'am.
you run the program, you can understand the path mapping path. Okay.
Okay.
This is okay. Begin that. Go to create a .py file.
.py file.
Yes, the name welcome.py. In small letter, welcome. And see, but open it, the notepad,
This one. Okay.
so that you can write something.
Open it.
Pad. Here you have to write. I'm sharing you what you have to write.
Okay. ma'am.
Okay. Okay, right. And okay, can you give me the control this so that I can write?
Ma'am, you are having that. Yes, ma'am.
now you have to run the code. Have you started the Tomcat server?
I will start the server.
Have started Tomcat server?
I have not done anything, ma'am.
And start. You have started. What happened? I cannot operate. So then I just click on the close button. I cannot operate on it.
On the OK button,
Close button.
close. Ma'am, where is the close
Top
one?
right corner, there is a close now.
This one.
Just open a browser.
Yes, ma'am.
Just press HTTP colon.
X.
Okay, give me the console.
Ma'am, you are having that.
Okay. What is your port number for FS?
Yes, I think so. It is 8080. हमारा फोन ले आना.
Okay, you have to do one thing. Since it is already installed in this Python, you have to do one thing. You have to download Python 39 and save it somewhere else. Okay. Then you have to run it in this way. Can you do it?
What,
From
ma'am?
your side?
What will I have to do?
Have to download Python 3.9. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Then you have to give the location in the executable. You have copied the this part.
Yes, ma'am.
Program file. Okay. That is your Python project. So you cannot run that from that direction. Okay.
So I'll download a Python 3.9 and I'll store somewhere else.
Yes, and then mention that part. Okay. Because it is a Python related now. Python.exe doesn't begin the Python.
Yes, ma'am.
So Python is a different framework. So you have to do it separately. Okay.
Oh, ma'am, I can't copy that PyCharm from there, or I'll have to download it
You
again.
have to download Python and install it somewhere. From that, you have to copy the python.exe part. Okay, and mention it in the executable parameters. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So I will think. Okay, we will stop sharing your screen.
I'll stop.
Yeah, yes. You have to do it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Because now you cannot install. Can you install right now?
Yes, ma'am, I can install.
So just do it first. 27?
Yes, ma'am, I'm having that.
Share me your screen. Share me.
Yes, ma'am.
Share with me your screen.
Python
So
PCS.
then, yes, Python 27. You have to change the sort of syntax for that. Okay, just copy this. Copy.
Yes, ma'am.
Come to Tomcat.
This one,
Yes, Tomcat 10.0. Put previous folder.
10.0. I'll open this.
10.0 folder. You are on the B. I'm telling you have to go to yes. Then go to font. Select web.x. Open a web.xml in Notepad. Yes. Search servlet name SERV hyphen name after bracket close CGI search. Yes. Just scroll a little bit down. Yes, yes. Just remove this. You have. Up to see to not all. Just before the python.exe. Just up to 6. Just up to 6. Okay. Just paste
Paste.
that. Yes. Just paste that first and put a backslash. Okay. Then close. Close. Save it.
I have saved, ma'am.
Just go to that case
Pro-
folder.
Context.
Paste, come to Tomcat 10.0 folder.
Hmm.
Go to web app. Then go to test. Go to web app. Go to PCS. Open it. Welcome the notepad. Remove the parentheses. You know. Context.
I'll remove them.
Remove the parentheses. Yes. Come. Yes. Just give a space between print and print.
And here also.
The second line you have to do. Then just save.
Save.
You have saved now.
Yes, ma'am.
So, then just open the browser. Just refresh. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
So I will show make web page like submit button, how user can insert value and how this will work. You actually got disconnected today, so you will miss that part how CTL works. Okay, that's why I will repeat that and also show those web page interactions with the. Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
procedure actually just use the unique parameter. Okay, then you can understand that the web name slash CGI is your value. Okay, that is the folder name. That is what you have created under test. Okay, test is the root folder under which comes to be that initialization parameter. Okay, but that's servlet CGI. Okay, that and under which you have to keep the value. Okay, so now when you are giving the CGI prefix, the value will be your web name slash
Okay,
CGI.
ma'am.
And that you are keeping your welcome.py. Okay, and the thing is that here you need to do one thing, that is your servlet mapping. Okay, if you look at the servlet mapping part in web.xml, If there is a sublet name CGI and the URL pattern is slash CGI hyphen bin slash asterisk. Asterisk means all type of CGI script files. Okay, so that is why I have used that CGI hyphen bin. Okay, that is the URL pattern. When you look at the servlet mapping at the web.xml file, then you will get the servlet name has corresponding URL pattern value. Okay, the servlet name is here and the corresponding URL pattern is this. Okay, so that's why I've used here to access that web page, welcome.py. Okay, and this is the main thing. So here we have just shown a basic page that is hello world, but you have to download Python 3.9 and then you have to change that execution, that is python.exe, but that is executive param name. The value of param name executed into Python 39. Okay, Python 3.9.exe. Okay, understood. And then you have to add parentheses to your welcome.py and rerun it. Understood?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll do that.
Okay, so you have to do that. You have to make
Yes,
the
ma'am.
change and do that. So
Okay.
this is the way. So I will continue the remaining part in the next session. Okay, that will be good.
Okay, ma'am.
Just stop sharing your screen. Okay. So today is enough. So I'm leaving. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Bye. Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
I'm ending the meeting for all. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.